Hey guys, Tina here, the Critical Virgo. Welcome back to another Fragrance Fridays. If you're new here, then welcome. Just so you know, timestamps everything down below, so if you want to fast forward to something, that's what they're there for. I'm going to try to keep this one short. I'm not going to do like one of these super drawn out videos. I do have 3 fragrances here today though. They're not new, I know this. They've been around for a little bit. I'm just really late to the game on it. It's from Pearlescent Parfums, and I've got Aquarose, Baklava, and Midnight Jasmine here. I know they've been around for a while. I just kind of didn't get around to trying these or some of the other offerings from Daniel Gallagher from Gallagher Fragrances, owner of Gallagher Fragrances. He came out with a few fragrances too that I have yet to try. But I put in an order for my husband's birthday, and I got him his own personal bottle of Bergamust because he was running through mine like crazy. And I decided to take that opportunity to just purchase a whole sample set, and in there were these 3 fragrances. It's my understanding that Daniel's wife is the nose behind this. I can definitely tell that he had a lot of input and influence on them too. There is a lot to say about here. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from my least favorite to my most favorite, and the number 1 spot is really hard to pick because 2 of the 3 I enjoyed quite a lot. But I thought it'd be fun. If you've been following me for a while, then I think you can probably figure out which one of the 3 is my least favorite. So I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any guesses? Well, if you guessed Midnight Jasmine, you'd be correct. Nothing wrong with this fragrance, don't get me wrong. It just wasn't my favorite of the 3. If I had to pick one bottle, this would definitely not be it. Let me give you the notes. So featured notes are pear, apple crisp, plum, cinnamon, jasmine sambac, Turkish rose, golden honey, brown sugar, tonka bean, amber, Australian sandalwood, patchouli, and musk. Just a quick note, I noticed that there's a real common denominator between these 3 fragrances, and it seems to be that patchouli and musk. When all 3 fragrances die down toward the end of it, I have the same kind of base smell, and I really think it's just that. So like I said, nothing wrong with this. It's very linear on me. Actually all 3 of the fragrances are very linear on me. And the notes that I pick out the most from the Midnight Jasmine, without doubt, let me just smell it. Yes, without doubt, would be the apple, cinnamon. There's a sweetness. I can't say if it's the honey or the brown sugar, but just sweetness. It's definitely, without doubt, a gourmand fragrance. The patchouli's there, vanilla. It's very warm, and the jasmine. So like I said, nothing wrong with this fragrance, just not my particular favorite of the 3. It's interesting, but not as interesting as the other 2, and I think that's kind of why it got knocked out. Longevity on it was decent. On my clothes, I get a full day. On my skin, and yes, I've been moisturizing and putting bases and all that. I've tried it many times because, as I said, I've been playing with these fragrances for a month. In fact, put a good dent on that. And can I just say how much I love the cards, love packaging, love everything they're doing with packaging. But on my skin, it just didn't really last. I think I got about half a day out of it. By the time I got home from work, put it on in the morning at 8, by the time I get home by like 5:30, it's completely gone. But on my clothes, it's still very much present. Very in the middle as far as unisex goes. Yeah, I can see guys and girls wanting to wear this. Actually, all the fragrances are the same. I could see them being very unisex. Okay, the fragrance I'm going to put into my number 2 spot might come as a little bit of a surprise considering how much of a rose fan I am. And again, the number 1 spot was a super hard one to pick, but I'm going to put the Aquarose in there. Love the packaging. And I definitely enjoyed my time with it. Give you guys the notes: Sicilian bergamot, sweet orange, jasmine, magnolia blossoms, May rose, Turkish rose, sea spray, white ambergris, sandalwood, patchouli, driftwood, musk, and musk mallow. Again, common denominator being the patchouli and musk. Very common theme on these 3 fragrances. I really enjoyed it. It's very light airy, it's sophisticated, it's rose on top of rose on top of rose. And you guys know that's like my favorite note. So definitely think that's why it's secured that #2 spot and didn't make #3, even though I have a lot of rose fragrances. I think it'd be a really nice summer fragrance. Again, very light, easy to wear. I can't see myself wearing this one in the cooler months. Midnight Jasmine, just for the record, is kind of spring, fall, summerish. One of the things that I really liked about this Aquarose is that citrusy, punchy open that it has. Just a very easy to wear fragrance. I think it'd do really well in the summertime. It's very unisex, super fresh. I'm still on the fence about it though. I don't know. I think I'd get like a lot of wear time out of it, especially down here in Florida, but I just have so many rose fragrances. Nothing about it really knocked me out of my chair. Very lovely fragrance. I wish there was like a smaller option. Like I see that they all have 60 ml bottles, but I mean, I would really even just like a 30 ml, just to, or maybe a 20, like a large atomizer, just so I could get more wear time out of it. I don't know. I felt like I really wanted to spend more time with the Aquarose, and there just wasn't enough in the sample. So maybe they'll make my Christmas wish come true. We'll see. But a very nice fragrance. Again, #1 spot was super hard to fill. And you guys know that I'm a rose fan, so I think that's one of the reasons why this one made it above the Midnight Jasmine, just in full disclosure. All right, let me give you guys my #1. And by process of elimination, you should have figured it out. Baklava. So you can see I gave them all pretty even wear. Give you guys the notes. The featured notes are sweet orange, bergamot, cherry, almond, pistachio, neroli, baklava, honey, vanilla, patchouli, and musk. Now, I know you don't know this, but baklava is actually one of my favorite desserts. Every time I go to a Greek restaurant, definitely have to get a piece of baklava. Or a festival, I have to walk away with one. It's something that I literally crave. There's something about it. All those layers of the phyllo dough, soaked in honey, jam-packed with the nut layer in the bottom, just soaked. I mean, super soaked. And every time you pick up a piece, it is dripping honey. That's the way I like it. So the name alone intrigued me. And when I wore it, the name did not disappoint. Like the expectation that it gave me did not disappoint. Now, again, common notes between all three would be the patchouli and the musk, very present here. I gotta say, I didn't get a lot of like the citruses, even though we do have sweet orange, bergamot, neroli. I think it was there just to keep it like really fresh. The notes that I noticed the most, without doubt, are the cherry. It's like this sweet, syrupy maraschino cherry that I absolutely adore. You've got the nuts, a nice blend. I can't really say pistachio. I'd kind of relate it more toward like the way pistachios smell when I chew them up and taste them. I get that. I do get a lot of the almond. Yeah, a lot of that almond. I do get a lot of sweetness. Now, I don't know what a baklava note is because I know what the baklava food is. I can't imagine you extracting baklava fragrance. And honestly, when I open up a container with baklava, I don't get like a very specific type of scent that I'm finding in here. What I do get is that sweet richness that I get while I'm eating baklava, like that type of interpretation. And I think that's where they were going with this, I hope. Can't say without doubt that I get like the vanilla, honey, definitely super present in this, and I love every second of that. The cherry, I think, is what really intrigued me though. It's the cherry nut honey combo. It sold me. Like, I was thinking about it when I was picking out my top 3, and I was like, if I had some extra cash to burn, which one of the fragrances would I pick if I wasn't in the market for something really specific? And this was it. So this is the reason why it's my #1. Now, as far as wearability, longevity on this is on par with the others. On my clothes, I get a full day. On my skin, not so much. It is a very deep fragrance as far as like the heaviness of it. So I've when I smell this, I think of like the cooler months. I can't see myself wearing this in the summer. It is very cloying, super sickeningly sweet, but I love that about it. Again, I feel like with a name like Baklava, you really gotta bring that sweetness, and it did not disappoint here. Pricing on this whole line, I saw the 60 ml bottles were going for $175 as of the day of this posting. So I really wish there was like a smaller option, because like if there was, I really would like to spend more time with Aquarose. Maybe like a 20 ml, like a large decant of that would really help me decide if that's something that I want to purchase. I would also like another, you know, I would even maybe consider purchasing the bottle of Baklava, honestly, because it was that interesting. But if there was another option, like a 20 ml, I would totally pick up the Aquarose and the Baklava just to spend more time with it before committing to a full bottle. I am in the process of trying to use up a lot of my fragrances, so in my empties videos you'll see some of that. But those are my thoughts on these. Overall, every time I wore these fragrances, I don't know Daniel's wife. I've only seen maybe like a few photos of her. I just get like this image of her. She's got to be like a very sweet woman. I'm gonna go with sweet because generally people who like gourmands are a little sweeter, not so bitter, right? Making real big generalizations here. But I picture her to be like a really sweet woman. Very feminine, classy. I love the way the patchouli and musk just flow together. It always gives me that like feminine, classy vibe. Even though these fragrances are unisex, that's how I'm picturing her in my head. Like if I were just judging her based on this, I could definitely tell that Daniel had some input, because like when you spray these on, they're all very like bold fragrances, and that's what I love about his scent. So I feel like he had that influence, but I can definitely tell that these were a little dash of something extra special, because these kind of depart from his other fragrances that tend to be a little more masculine, even though I do love that too. But if I had to pick one, like I said, it would be Baklava, and then the second one would be Aquarose. Midnight Jasmine's just a pass for me. I know I try to rush through these as much as I could to keep it kind of short, but if you have any questions, comments, put them down below. I know I'm really late to the game on this one. Most of you have probably tried this one out already, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So drop me a line down below. Let me know what you thought. I enjoyed my time fully with these, so I hope you did too. Till next Friday, guys. Bye.